Hello, this is Clara G, that's me, from the Fab Forum. I want to give you a little update on the water situation that I heard about from my friend B. She's got a program and she gives lots of updates during the week, and this week she gave a little update, and I just want to expand on that a little bit. Of course, you know that I posted a video previously, an entire video on the water shedding crisis here in the Cape. Well, things have not improved as far as the dam levels are concerned, and we have been using a lot of water. So the Mayor of Cape Town, Patricia de Lille, has been talking to various organisations and trying to get people to save more water. One of the organisations doing their bit for water saving is called the World Wildlife Foundation, along with business in Cape Town, in the Western Cape. They're partnering to promote something called Watershed Wednesday on the 29th of November, Watershed Wednesday. So on the 29th of November, these are some of the points that they would like all people in business to adopt. And of course, that it should become the normal thing that you would be doing in business as you would do it at home. But of course, you know, the Fab Forum looks at things a little bit differently to the way we would in a very serious manner at the office. So these are some light-hearted tips that we would like to suggest for the office. The first thing that they suggested that you have to do at the office on the 29th of November, now make sure that you do these things prior to that particular day. So do this on Monday, make sure that you start putting things in place and let people know that Wednesday is Watershed Wednesday. So you'll have to put out a few notices tomorrow morning to make sure that people know about it. You can do it on an email, post it up in the office, send them in a WhatsApp group, etc. So the first thing that they want you to do is to appoint a water champion. So if somebody has to feel like a champion, he's got to look like a champion. And of course, you know, which better champions or heroes do we have than those who run around in little capes? So you could give your water champion or your water hero or shero a little cape to wear, you know, a little Superman cape, a little Batman cape, so that they wear that all the time and everybody is fully aware that this is your water hero or water shero. Those people can run around making sure that all the taps are closed, nobody's flushing the toilet when they're not supposed to do so. Because you will find some really sneaky people who are going to try and open a tap. Watch out for them and make sure that the champion or the hero or the shero is aware of those people. How are you going to reward your sheroes? You're going to give them some stars. Maybe you can have a 1-star hero, you can have a 2-star hero, you can have a 3-star hero. I don't suggest that you have more than 3 stars, because otherwise you're going to have somebody with very, very broad shoulders to be that hero. And some people are rather petite, and they are not going to be able to wear that. Otherwise, you can always give them a couple of Idi Amin medallions to wear, you know, and you can have somebody who's got a whole lot of medallions down the side here. So think about how you are going to incentivize your hero or your shero. The second thing that they want you to do is to bring your own water to work. Now, bring your own water to work. On Wednesday, you will bring your own water, and that would include everything that you're going to use that water for. You're only allowed to bring in 2 liters of water on that day, not more than 2 liters. So whatever you're going to use water for, whether it's for drinking, whether it's for putting in the loo, whether it's for making your tea, whatever it is, not more than 2 liters for the day. And you will certainly be checked. I think that the security people are going to be watching you. Then we have the third thing. All taps will be off limits for the entire day, except between 12 and 1. So between 12 and 1, I can see everybody just dashing to the loo to go and do their little thing. All taps will be off limits and all cisterns will be turned off as well. Make sure that you have a dedicated and designated toilet is the 4th point. That you need to have a designated toilet which says, if it's yellow, let it mellow, so that people know they're going to go into that toilet and they're going to see a little bit of yellowing, and they are quite happy to yellow on top of somebody else's mellow. That toilet will be dedicated to that. I would suggest, however, that in every loo that is a dedicated mellow yellow loo, or yellow mellow loo, whichever way you wish to put it, that you have a little spray bottle like this that you can just spray into the toilet with a bit of bleach. That normally just does the trick. You know, bleach can just bleach out the yellow to make it look a little better. So, dedicated loo, yellow to mellow. I think they're going to have a, if you have it brown, you will have to let it frown. I think those they'll allow you to flush. I think that will be the case. Otherwise, you're going to have some serious problems in the bathrooms. The next point they are telling you to do and advocating that you wear the same clothes on Wednesday that you wore on Tuesday. You've got to wear the same clothes on Wednesday that you wore on Tuesday. Now, you know what that means. It means that, especially for those of you who are working mothers and you're rushing off home to go and cook, before you start that cooking, please remove the clothes, take it off, and let it air and hang outside for a bit. Because if you start cooking in the same clothes that you wore on Tuesday and then go to work in the same clothes on Wednesday, we're going to have all sorts of pongs and smells around the office. And some of us will come to work smelling like vinegar and the fish that we fried, and some will start smelling like curry, and others will have other smells about them, old cabbage and so forth. So remove your clothes that you wear on Tuesday, hang it out to air, and you make sure that you're not getting all the food smells into your clothes, because clothes do absorb it. And I would suggest that you even remove your underwear, just because everything gets absorbed. Not that you're going to wear the same underwear, I hope, on the Wednesday. Which of course brings me to another point. If there are any entrepreneurs out there, a whole new industry can be made or be had or developed for throwaway panties. Throwaway panties and throwaway underpants, that can be a whole new industry. If you're going to have to wear the same clothes without washing them on the following day, throwaway panties could in fact be a whole new industry. Not that it's new, because I remember on one of my overseas trips many years ago, that was the idea. If you were going away for such a long period and you happened to be away for at least 6 weeks or so, you'd pack in a whole lot of throwaway panties and just get rid of that along the way. Of course, you could go to Constantiaberg or one of the hospitals and ask them if they had any of those brooks that you wear to the theatre. Remember those brooks that they give you to put on? That can also be worn. Find out where they have that made, and you may be able to get that at a discounted price. So don't frown at anybody who comes to work in the same clothes on Wednesday. Remember, girls and guys, you can always just tart it up with some really nice jewelry. You can wear a scarf, you can put something really flashy or something nice, some nice bling, you know, take away the attention to the dress that you wore the previous day, and let them see these lovely bling earrings or something of that sort. That's what you need to do. You've got to improvise, and you've got to kind of, you know, just tart it up a bit, because some people just would not like to be seen in the same clothes the following day. Right, so we've got down to number 4, I think it is, and the demarcation of the mellow yellow. We've already spoken about that, and of course the authorities would like this to become a habit in the workplace, the same as you're doing at home, and then we guaranteed to extend the time to day 0. And after all, we are all water warriors, aren't we? Especially those of us who are 60-something and still fab. We certainly want to do our bit for water saving. So this coming Wednesday, hashtag Watershed Wednesday. Keep it in mind as you continue to be a water warrior. Now, just one last little tip I want to share with you once again. You know, they say repetition is the mother of retention. So you will remember this. On one of my previous shows, I showed you something like this. You remember what this is? And for those of you who didn't see one of the previous shows, I'll just demonstrate this again to you. It's a little sanitary pad. Can you see that? It's a sanitary pad. This is a rather cute little one. It's got a self-adhesive strip. You can just strip that off like that. And especially for Watershed Wednesday and forever after, you can simply put one of these under your arm like that to absorb all your little sweat that drips onto your clothes. You can also put it directly into your blazer or into your jacket. And I have told you before, I haven't brought it with me today, but there is the little trick of putting bicarbonate of soda under your arms so that you could also absorb that sweatiness. And it removes all the odors as well. Bicarb of soda. Very, very handy thing to have in the home. So the sanitary towel for under the arm. And if you do happen to be, you know, this is a very nice thin one. Very thin one like this. This is a very nice thin one. But if you happen to be a rather heavy sweater, then you may need a super thick pad for under the arms, you know. One of those that you would normally use on day 2 of the cycle. And don't be afraid, the men can also wear it like that. Just be very careful that you don't drop the thing in the street while you're walking somewhere, because people will never ever believe that you were simply absorbing the sweat under your arms. They'll definitely think that there's something wrong over there. The other thing that I must mention just before I go, for those of you who require the Stinger bottle in the loo. Now, when water is at a premium and we have no water, as is going to happen in the workplace this Wednesday, you have to carry your own little Stinger bottle with you. And I have 2 little samples here. These 2 little ones like that. You see, I've got 2. So you have to carry your own. I've got this little one over here, which is for the petite size. So if you're a petite little one, you can just use this and just spray for your your needs. That's the petite, and this is very handy. You can keep this in your handbag or in your briefcase for the guys. And then if you are not so petite, if you're a rather larger size and you need more spray, this is a large size that you can use here. That's not so handy, so you're going to have a separate bag for that one. Larger size, larger bag. Now, a warning for you: when you are carrying something like this, and you also happen to have this in your bag along with your pepper spray bottle, be careful that you don't get the two mixed up. Be very careful, because if you happen to take the pepper spray bottle and use the little pepper spray bottle for your spritzer, you're going to be in serious trouble. So do take care. We have so many tips that we have to offer you, and sometimes I make little repeats for the simple reason that not everybody sees the broadcast and the show every week. So just to recap what you need to do, sometimes I make a little repeat. I'm not going senile, not yet. So thank you very much for watching.